Yo! What is up, guys? Back again for another FPL video. Time to attack the game weeks. Time to be number one. But I'm not number one yet. So, time to attack the game weeks. Time to be number one. Time to see what other teams got for me. Let's go! Okay, guys, just joking. Yeah. So, we're gonna look towards game week 20. And game week 20 is a cursed game week because in one of my master leagues, if you lead the league in game week 20, you don't win the championship. So I'm not in the best position right now because obviously I'm leading the league, but it's a cursed position. So let's see if the curse is real or not. But anyways, we're gonna look at the team that I have for this week. Areola in goal. I've decided to bench Martin Dubravka. Quite a no-brainer kind of decision. Obviously, Dubravka versus Liverpool away, and Areola has been on phenomenal form, and West Ham is playing at home, so they are the favourites to, even for that game and for the game week. So very, very exciting to have him back into the team. Of course, I lost a bunch of points with him not being the team. I think last game week he faced Arsenal, yes, which pains me because he managed to get the clean sheet of 10 points, and that 10-point swing is huge. But and then there was another clean sheet as well. I've forgotten what team he was again. I think it was United. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it was United. So they seem to be performing very, very well recently, and it is very surprising, especially that huge result versus Arsenal. So I think it's a no-brainer. I mean, I got no regrets starting the Dubravka versus Nottingham Forest, because at the end of the day, it was the right call. I don't think I would have picked, it just wouldn't have made sense for me to play Areola versus Arsenal away from home. So, I mean, it is what it is. We lost those 10 points there. I think Dubravka got 2, so I lost about 8 points. But we move along. And then this is my team at the moment. Sorry I didn't film like the last game week because just had some things at work lah. So just had to settle down certain things at work. So now more focus onto the game week. Obviously, I made 2 really sideways transfers that didn't really improve my rank at all, which is Anthony Gordon and Pedro Porro. Now I got Pedro Porro last week, game week 18, and the reason for that was because Gordon was injured and he was not fit. I felt that he was not fit, or even if he was fit, it was an away game, so I didn't really want to get a Newcastle player for an away fixture. So I decided not to get Gordon and decided to get Porro. At the end of the day, Porro still conceded to Everton, but Gordon didn't do much better. Then after that, the next game I got Gordon, but he also blanked, even though it was a home game to Nottingham Forest. So very, very disappointing for my last 2 transfers. Haven't been the best, haven't been great, but I like to think that we are averaging results now and just slowly creeping, but we need to make moves to go further forward, and that's the target for this week, and that's the target for next year. For this week, obviously, in my current team, as you can see, Tsimikas injured, which is very, very frustrating because he has some good run of fixtures ahead, and I heard Klopp saying that Robertson is nowhere near road back to recovery. So I think that's a very, very interesting situation. That would have been a very, very good situation for Tsimikas to be the number 1 left back for the team. Unfortunately, he got shoulder barged by Bukayo Saka, and unfortunately for that, he's got a shoulder dislocation injury and he will not be starting for the team. But I just put him in there just to, just in case he plays miraculously, but he will not play. But this is the team at the moment. Obviously, Trippier will go in. And then after that, this will be my back 3, which honestly looks good on paper in terms of the players, but the fixtures doesn't look good. Obviously, Trippier has been making a lot of mistakes, have been making a lot of errors this season. But I think long term after 23, he should still come good. And I don't really want to take him out at the moment because I don't really have a good bench and whatsoever. And I don't really want to make a transfer this week. And I'll tell you guys why I don't want to make a transfer a little later on. Now let's look into the mid. Now the mid is a little bit templatey, as we call it. Palmer, Salah, Saka, Son. Now there's been a lot of talk about Bukayo Saka, and a lot of people saying that they want to sell Bukayo Saka for another midfielder. And I think they got a point there because Bukayo has been missing, I think, in the last four game weeks. He has not gotten a goal. But I think if I look at Arsenal as a team, and Arsenal is one of the best teams in the world at the moment, if I'm looking at goals from Arsenal, I think the most potent player is Bukayo Saka. I don't think it's Martinelli. I don't think it's Jesus. I don't think it's Odegaard. I think the most potent player is Bukayo Saka, and he's on penalties. So I wouldn't want to sell Bukayo Saka for another midfielder. I know some people say, okay, I want to sell Bukayo Saka and get Bowen and whatsoever. But I just don't see that need at the moment to use a transfer to get another midfielder in that I'm not sure can produce the same amount of returns as Bukayo Saka, even though he's had pretty tough games. But I got a lot of faith in Bukayo Saka, and I think he will do very, very well this game week. I'm pretty sure he will get a return. I was this close to capping Bukayo Saka instead of Mohamed Salah last week. Thankfully, I didn't cap him last week, but I wanted to cap him. Yeah. But thankfully that was the right decision because Salah scored about 2 points more than him, and that's how it goes. Then I think the midfield looks really, really strong. I can't really see myself making any transfer. I think Salah home, Newcastle, no brainer. Son versus Bournemouth, no brainer. Saka versus Fulham, no brainer. And then Palmer coming back versus Luton. I think that's a very good fixture for Palmer to get back into. It's a very good fixture. If you're not, it's one of the best fixtures that we have in the league. So I wouldn't mind keeping Palmer for this fixture and playing him as well. Yep. Okay, so now let's look at the forward line. This is where this is where my differentials come in, and Watkins is definitely not a differential. Watkins is just a player that obviously is in the team. He's been a long-standing player on my team ever since I swapped into the 3-4-3 formation. But Ollie Watkins is a phenomenal player. He's good in those end-to-end games, and I find it very interesting because a lot of people captain Watkins versus, I forgot on that game, I think it was Sheffield. Yeah, but I just feel that Watkins do well only for those games that are very, very end-to-end. Like the team comes out. When a team plays a low block and he can't run behind defenders, I find it very difficult for him to score those goals. So I think he's going to stay in my team, but I'm not going to be captaining him. I know some people have some thoughts of captaining him this week, but I'm not going to be that guy. Julian Alvarez, for me, one of my best players. The only player I think that I have from start until now is Julian Alvarez, and that's how much I love this guy. Because this guy is wrecking assists, goals, returns every single time. And it's like, every time he scores, he gets a blank and whatsoever. But I still think that he's a very, very good asset to have because he allows you to build more from your squad and all these type of things. Maybe when Haaland's back, maybe it wouldn't be the best option. But imagine telling yourself this at the start of the season, you're gonna get a Manchester City striker starting every single game week from now to 20, and it's only 6.5 million. I think you would say crazy, I'm gonna get him. So I won't sell him. If I want to get him in, that's another question of its own. But I think if I can get, it really depends on the team, right? If I have the money, if I have a little bit of money, and maybe if I tell myself, okay, I want to play a 3-4, like if I think most people have this type of formation that they have, and they don't really have a third striker because nobody really plays with a third striker at the moment, then I think everybody will want to sell Gordon and upgrade him into a midfielder like Bernardo Silva, like a Phil Foden. So I think this is the type of player that they will want to get. But of course, for me, it's a very different situation because I got 3 strikers. So I'm gonna keep this front 3, this 3-man striker, 3-man defense, and 4 midfielders. So that's the plan. But what are the players that I'm currently looking at long term? So if I look here, obviously, this team just looks so heavy on the defense at the moment because I got so many. Fantastic, because the video has stopped recording. iPhone storage full. Fantastic. Yeah. So unfortunately, you're not gonna see my face anymore. So you're just gonna see the video. You're gonna see the team. So guys, when I look at the team, I feel that there's a lot of money on the defense, and that's something that I want to change 100%. It's gonna be difficult to get rid of them because obviously there's Salah, there's Son, that's obviously in that bracket of midfielders that we need to get it out. So that's the difficulty. But I think what my plan would be in the next couple of game weeks, if Haaland is back, if Erling Haaland is back, I think we have to get him in, right? So that's the first step. Dominic Solanke. How do I don't know why I pronounce it this way. Dominic Solanke, I think. Okay, Dominic Solanke has been on phenomenal form. Do I really want to sell him? That's a big question. But I think Liverpool at home looks like a good fixture in my opinion. I think Bournemouth has had a good game versus Liverpool the last time they played. If I remember correctly, I can't really remember exactly the last game that they played, but I remember that they beat Liverpool, I think last season or something. So, and at home, I mean, Solanke, he would want to prove himself to Liverpool that he is the Golden Ball winner of, I've forgotten what year, but he was one of the most touted youngsters, and then Liverpool just sold him. So he'll want to come back very, very strong, and he'll want to score more goals, and he'll want to destroy Liverpool in that game, and I think he will score a few goals. So I wouldn't want to sell him at the moment, especially when there's a double fixture for him coming up in the future. I don't think I want to sell Solanke. Now in the mid, of course, I need to sell Salah and Son. Of course, this week my plan now is to roll unless I have a certain change in heart and whatsoever. My target right now is obviously if I roll and then I got 2 free transfers. Now the issue is if I sell only Salah and then I make 2-3. So for example, if I don't take a hit, then I'll have this team the way it is at the moment, which is like this, and then there's only 6.1 million. Now for 6.1 million, I can't really get much players in this zone. So I'm thinking in my own mind, 6.1 million, what can I really get? I don't think I can get much players. I'm not sure where is the affordable area that I can press on. I can't seem to find it, but where is the affordable price that I can do? Where is it? Oh, no, it's alright. Let me just use this. Hold on, give me a moment. Now I'm using the FPL Live Planner, FPL Live FPL Transfer Planner, which I think is very, very good and is free to use. Okay, so bringing back to my team just now. So I said already, this is the targeted. Obviously, Shimikas down to. Oops, I didn't update the team here. It was like this, and then but I think my team is not updated, but it's okay. Let me just move this to Boro, and I'm stuck with my app. Fantastic. Restore Somedo. Sell Shimikas. Where is my balance? I'm losing my balance. Okay, Shimikas down to Somedo. Somedo obviously is not in my team at the moment, but Boro is here. So this would be my plan defense for this week at the moment. Let me just double check if the game week is correct. Yes, correct. Number 20. So this is obviously the planned team for this week. Ignore the transfers because obviously the transfer is a little bit more different. Dubravka down to Areola. Yep. Okay. So this will be the team. Obviously, I'll keep one free transfer similar to this situation. So I'll have one free transfer. Of course, just now I made the move to Pedro, but I already had Pedro, so I don't need to make that move. So now it's about 21, right? If Haaland comes back or Haaland doesn't come back, this is going to be an interesting situation. So now, this is what I think is going to be my plan, okay? Because it's sad that Salah misses Bournemouth, but he has to go. Son has to go as well. Alvarez has to go. Alvarez, yes, because obviously I want to buy Haaland. So my target would be to get in Haaland if he's fit. If he's not fit, then I think that extra free transfer is going to be fantastic for me to be more aggressive my transfer next week. But assuming that we have that transfer, we sell Alvarez, we get Erling Haaland, we get 15.5 billion left in the bank. Now the next players I'm going to get is going to be Jarrod Bowen, who has been performing exceptionally well. And I think at the current moment, I would be looking at Phil Foden, and this would be somewhat of my team moving forward, substituting Trippier because Trippier is playing at home versus Manchester City. But this would be my planned team for 21. Obviously, that's the reason for rolling, because I only need to take a -4. Now, if I made a transfer this week, which I could do, obviously I don't have any Arsenal defenders, and that's a risk that I'm going to need to accept if I'm not going to make a transfer this week, because I'm going to need to accept that I'm going to play Trippier, which might score 0 points, maybe even a -1. But it is what it is. I've really got no choice in this situation. I have to roll and allow myself to have more options in the next game week. So let's see how it goes. That's my plan for this week. I'm very interested to see what people think for the future game weeks. Obviously, I'm looking at other players like Garnacho as well, who has also been phenomenal. I mean, for 4.7 million, he could be a transfer when I want to sell Gordon. Other players that I'm looking at, Garnacho, Chris Wood, I'm not really looking at him. I think Martinelli, I'm looking at him. I'm looking at Gabriel Martinelli. Oh, Bernardo Silva is also a phenomenal asset, I think, to have. But Bernardo is obviously a very streaky player, and he's not really attacking in terms of like FPL terms. So that's a player that I'm definitely looking at. But not really looking at, but is in my mind, it's on my watch list. So Bernardo, Garnacho, what's the other guy? I've forgotten the other guy that I'm looking at. Oh, Odegaard and Martinelli are people that I'm looking at as well. Even though they lost to West Ham, I think that could be the wake-up call for Mikel Arteta to let them just attack the box a little bit more, be a little bit more aggressive, and let the team free-flowing. I mean, I talked to a lot of Arsenal fans, and they were saying that now the new Arsenal team is just very, very protective in the box, control. And I hope that Arsenal will let the leash, and hopefully we can see that front four performing at a high level. And that was the plan for me last season. I mean, I just kept Martinelli, Saka, Odegaard in that mid and just let them go havoc, because a team of that quality, the players of that quality, they should be able to get those returns. Anyways, I'm sorry if this video took too long or if I didn't share much, but I'm just showing my plan. As I said, FPL is a game that you need to play with your own team. You can't rely on others, but it's a bit of a discussion that you need to have that maybe helps you make your decisions and narrows down your decisions a little bit. So let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys next week. Not next week, because next week there's no game. But wishing you guys all Happy New Year. I hope you guys have a better year in 2024. And see you guys next time. Bye.